Bias. This is Sports Direct now. It's about time to talk some sports, and this time around, we are talking about American football. Its development here in Ghana, and the best person to talk about is someone who has played it before. We are talking about Kwamina Vandkye. Kwamina, you're welcome to the studio.
Thank you for having me.
Quick one. Do your thing.
Oh, fine, and you, Dubai.
Kwamina is trying to learn guy and fancy, born and raised in the United States of America. Kwame, okay, quick one. American football. Yeah. Why do you think we need this very game here in Ghana? Tell us.
I believe American football will develop the youth in a way that Ghana hasn't seen. I played American football growing up, and it gave me structure, it gave me collaboration, teamwork, and it kept me out of trouble. Okay. And I believe having something to look forward to, ensuring that, one, my grades are good, right? I'm doing what I'm supposed to, right? I'm working with other people. And starting from a young age, I started playing when I was 7 years old, and I played all the way till I was 24. And having that, and that collaboration with friends, family, things to look forward to, I think would give inspiration to not only the kids, but their families and those that come up. And I want to bring that to my homeland. Okay.
What have you guys done so far? You're trying to help develop the game. What have you done so far? Talking to you offline, offset, I saw you holding a certain certificate, but what have you done so far? So we'll move forward.
Yeah, so American football player, NFL player, Oren Burks is one of my best friends, and he's a professional. He plays for the 49ers, San Francisco 49ers. He came and held a camp last year, and we got really good feedback. And from there, we started our own nonprofit here called West African American Football Academy. And from there, we're now working with the kids. We're even working to have a kid come to the States and play in high school. We're trying to provide them resources, mentorship. So we're growing as the days continue.
Okay, American football. You've been trying to probably engage all the stakeholders in Ghana regarding sports to try and introduce the sport. How have they welcomed it?
You know, we've been welcomed very nicely. The President's Office, the Diaspora Office of Affairs, they have partnered with us. The Beyond the Year of Return Office has partnered with us. Sempe Manche has partnered with us. And so we have a lot of stakeholders that are continuing to grow and believe in the game. And so I'm really excited for where it's going because they see that American football can do something great in this nation, and they're backing it. And so the baton was passed to me, right? Okay. Somebody taught me the game and pushed me and gave us resources, and it's just Oren and I's turn to do the same.
Okay. How, as the local folks, I mean, like you're just telling me off camera, you went to Presec, you went to basic schools here, and they're trying to introduce the game to them. How have they welcomed it?
Yeah, so we went to visit Presec, we went to visit Achimota, we went to visit St. Aquinas.
Oh, you went to Achimota school?
We did,
okay.
And the feedback has been great. The headmasters, the athletic directors, they understand what football can do. They even said a lot of the students are looking to play, and they're asking, why aren't we playing football? And so as the resources continue to come, and as Oren and I come here and our team, we have a camp director, Mo Chenham. Yeah. As we continue to build up the football, I believe in the resources, we'll see it continue to expand. And so every time we come and train a lot of these kids, they bring friends, and I'm seeing it organically grow from a grassroots level.
Okay. What will make you very, very happy with this very game? At what stage will you say that, okay, I've done good, I've taken to a certain stage that the people have worked on? At what stage would you find yourself in that way?
Yeah, you know, it's a tough question, right? Because even now, this was a dream of Oren and I's, right?
You're at the elementary stage now.
We're at the elementary grassroots level, and I believe we can say we have seen the success and the vision we want when it's now played at the primary schools, right? When it's now played, like when you drive past and you see them playing soccer on the side. When we see kids throwing football, we can say it's grown. Granted, do we want kids to play abroad someday and maybe go to the NFL, play in college on scholarship like we did? Of course, but the goal is to grow American football here in Ghana and it be its own thing and for us.
Well, this is Sports Direct. My name is Phil John Quartey. I've been engaging Kwamina Vandkye on developing American football here in Ghana. Kwamina, quick one. What have you guys achieved so far? You've been trying to do the elementary work, the grounds work close to 1.5 years. What have you achieved so far? What has been the target so far, and what have you achieved so far?
So far we've held a camp here, and now we have partnerships with the President's Office.
Okay.
Right? We have 8 NFL players that have agreed to come next year to host a camp, right? NFL players that are team captains for their billion-dollar NFL franchises, Hall of Famers. We also have companies that are willing to start to invest in the documentary. So we're creating and filming a documentary on the groundwork, and we have American film companies that are willing to finance it. And so we even have a student athlete that may be going to play abroad because that school in America knows that he now has backing from the country, he has backing from our nonprofit and NFL players. And so there's a lot of great things happening.
Okay, talking about going to the United States to go to school, do you have any plans or probably identify talent that you do that exchange program between Ghana and the United States or maybe other part of the world that play American football?
So it's tough, right? Because a lot of times you see Western companies, organizations coming and they're just extracting, right? I want to build within Ghana. My goal is not to send kids to America.
At this stage?
At this stage, it's not. Do I believe it can happen? Absolutely. I believe it's happening even now, right? So I believe once we bring these NFL players, scouts will come, TV will come, and it'll showcase the raw talent. And so while American universities like my own, like Virginia Tech, Hampton universities, a lot of these historically black colleges see the talent here, it will naturally create a pipeline with the networks we have. Orrin, being an NFL player, has already given exposure to these kids that they would have never gotten. And so I believe in the near future, we can have that. But right now, our goal is to build within.
Okay, what has been trying to find resources to back this? Has it been very difficult?
Absolutely. It's absolutely difficult.
Because this is capital intensive.
Yeah. So right now, to be completely frank with you, Orrin and I have spent our own personal money building this up. But we have some companies that are interested, but it's hard to invest in something you've never seen. If you've never been to Africa, you've never seen Ghana, right? And so a lot of the times we are filming this and we're shooting this documentary, and my team and I are pushing this out. And so we have a lot of people that are interested, but now that we have the backing of our country, we have the backing of the government and the students, and we have that film, and even shows like this, right, will allow us to amplify the voice and push this forward.
Okay, tell us about the school project that you're trying to, because if you have to cut them young, it has to be the school project. What has been on the drawing board regarding the school projects?
So our idea is going to these schools like a Achimota, like a Persec, St. Aquinas, when they're young, right, from, let's say...
Okay, but why you mention Achimota, why you mention Persec, you have to mention the schools that, these schools are prestige schools you mentioned about there. Would it take you to the schools that nobody knows about them?
Absolutely. So one thing that the diaspora office of the president, they want us to do camps in multiple regions, right? And they're going to help amplify that, right? So we started in Accra with the schools that we know. Once we get this backing, once we get the resources and we get the funding, we can then start to build and branch out, right? Right now, it's just me, my camp director, Mo, Orrin Burks, and Terrio Pong, right? So we have a team of 4. We have people back in the States, Alame, who's helping. But we need more resources, and with more resources, we can build out. And so as that builds out, then we'll be able to go to Dansuma. Then we'll be able to go throughout all the regions in the north, in the west, and the east. So I'm hoping that from what we started now, it can grow in the next 5 to 10 years.
This is Sports Hours. We are discussing the developing American football right here in Ghana. There's a number on your screens. If you want to have any question, contribute by the number on your screen. We're still in the studio with Kwamina Vandkye. He doesn't play for Liverpool. He's a Ghanaian talking about American baseball. Kwamina, now, it's not a roller coaster for now. It's quite difficult trying to get over there. You and your partners, what feedback have you guys been receiving from all angles regarding this very project in Ghana?
You know, one of the things is how are we going to teach everybody, right? Another huge factor is, Kwamina, you don't live in Ghana full time, right? And so a lot of times you get programs that come and then they go. And so even the kids, one of the things they ask me is, Kwamina, what are we going to do when you leave? And so that's the biggest thing, is just durability of it, right? The funding of it, as well as how we're going to organically grow it throughout the country and not just in Accra.
Okay, quick one. Proud to you coming to talk about American football. We're hearing other people here in Ghana trying to even to form an association. Are you guys working in partnership for them to ensure that this very game gets the advancement and development we're talking about?
So we have worked with another organization when we first came. Orenburgs did a camp with another football organization, but we believe it's best to have created our own, right? As we have played, Oren is at the highest level playing in the NFL currently. The guys that I know, my friends, they're in the NFL too. And so we wanted just to ensure that we have a streamlined program through our nonprofit academy. We also have a film production called Millennial Mayhem Productions in the States. But we are willing to work with anybody, right? Okay. I know NFL Africa has come. I know there's others. There's no way that Ghana football, American football in this country will grow with just us. I know that, right? So it will take the collaboration of multiple organizations, those that have started and those to come. And so we're willing to work with anyone, and we have already.
Okay, what is Sports Director? My name is Phil John Quartey. We will be engaging Kwamina Vandkye on developing American football here in Ghana. I told you you can contribute to the program. Already people are sending messages onto my personal phone. I think I'll take advantage and read a few of them. The first one comes from Kweku Otin, reaching us from Salaga in the northern part of Ghana. He says, okay, I'm being told that this American football can be very dangerous. Find out from him, how dangerous is American football?
You know, American football, it's a rough sport. I won't deny that. But I've never had a concussion. I played for 17 years. Okay. With the right protocol, with the right teachings, fundamentals, right? It could be as safe as any other game, and it could be as dangerous as boxing or UFC, right? Injuries come with any sport, but I don't believe it is astronomically more dangerous than other sports if played and taught the right way. Okay.
I received another message coming from William Taki, a former student of Bishop School. He and the guys, the likes of Henry, Ishmael, William, Christopher, Arnold, Serena, they are preparing for that color game on Sunday. But they also want quite interesting find some news regarding American football. Okay, how can we equip ourselves, according to William, and get into this very sports in Ghana? How can we equip ourselves? I don't seem to understand, but he's saying that how can we equip ourselves and get into this very game in Ghana?
Yeah, you know, from what I'm understanding of the question, I believe starting to watch American football, watching NFL Sunday, watching college football, right? All these games are aired online on ESPN, ESPN2. There are a lot of different broadcasting of American football. And so I believe when we start to watch the game and start to understand it, it will allow us to start to prepare what is to come, right? So the basic just understanding of the game in itself, even going on YouTube, that's what I tell a lot of the kids. Okay. A lot of things you want to learn outside of me, you can learn on YouTube, right? Okay. And just watching it.
Okay, well, good news for you. This is Sports Director. There's a company or a sports event company that are interested in school sports. They said they are ready to help you to develop the game in the schools. They are known as the Dreamland Sports, led by Emmanuel Ola Williams Abubuashi. When we finish, I think I'll give his contact. They said they are ready to support American football through the schools. So that's good news. Okay, we have 5 minutes to go away. But Kwamina, tell us, at what stage will you be happy that, hey, we've done good, we've helped getting this very sports to a certain stage? At what stage is that?
You know, when we can finish a show like...
I'm not talking about elementary stage now. I'm talking about that years that you can tap somebody and say, okay, I'm Kwamina, me and my partner have done very good. American sports, American football is always everywhere here in Ghana.
Yeah. You know, I believe when we can finish a show like this and go to one of the primary schools and watch a high school football game, right, on a Friday night is when I can sit back and say the work that I feel like God has put in my heart has come to pass. So I believe when football is at a lot of these high schools or even elementary schools throughout the country and they're playing it, when we walk past a field and we see them throwing football, or even you go to your local pub and football is on the TV, I believe we would have gotten to it. So when it's played by many different primary schools throughout the country, I believe we have gotten to a good place.
Okay, just a quick one. Somebody's asking, how can I be part of the American Football Society here in Ghana? How can he be part of this project?
In what ways would they want?
I think they want to be part of playing the game and supporting the game too.
Okay, so we're doing camps, right? And so we have a large camp with these 8 NFL players coming next February. But there are even camps going on this Saturday. There's a college football player named Ryan who's hosting a camp on Saturday and you can come and learn. But they can follow me on Instagram, and as we do, I come back and forth from the US to Ghana periodically to host camps, to teach kids. And so even them following me and us communicating, I'll let them know when we're getting ready to show it and how they can learn when I'm not in town.
Okay, quick one. There's a question that's coming from William Taki once again. He says that, okay, convince parents why their kids must play American football. Convince them.
That's a great question. So you just got off of work, right? You can't feed your kids. You're tired. Your kids are running around. You may have to leave work early, right, to take care of your kids. But now you have football. They have training. We have study hall, right? We have practice. So now you're giving parents an opportunity to put their children in something that's constructive, that's teaching them, that's mentoring them, that's feeding them, that's empowering them, right? Outside of what they're already doing. So it's amplifying what's happening in the house.
Okay.
I will not be the man that I am today without having had played football and having the good men surround me. And because I'm building this through a nonprofit that I've started, that Oren started with we can control how it grows and the type of men that teach football. And so I believe football can be the school for the better making of men. And I believe that is why parents would want to put their kids in this.
Is there any age limit?
No, I started when I was 7 years old.
Okay.
And I played up until I was 24.
Quite interesting. We've been speaking to Kwamina Vandkye on developing American football here in Ghana. Kwamina, your last words before we leave. Why should Ghanaians embrace this very sport you are so passionate about? Your last word.
American football changed my life. I believe I wouldn't be here without the opportunity to play. It paid for school. I got my master's paid for. I got my bachelor's paid for. I met some of my best friends, and it gave me structure. And I believe if we put our youth in it from a young age, by the time they get to my age in their 20s, when you have 10, 100, 10,000 men doing this simultaneously, what type of country will we see from men that have structure, that have discipline, that have character that's good in the next 10, 20, 30 years? It will be the country we want our kids to grow up in. And that's why American football should be adopted by this nation.
Coach Vandkye, thank you very much for coming through. We're just hoping that the authorities are listening. They will also support the project to promote American football right here in Ghana. All too soon, we are wrapping up Sports Direct. Remember, at 19 hours GMT, Annie will come through with news tonight. Till then, like I always say, love life and never, ever forget your living God. But just before we do that, let me say hello to the 1997 year group of our Chimota School. I say hi to you, not forgetting the 1994 Morning Star School, and also the Bishop Boys School and Girls School Association. Let me say happy birthday to you, Francis Toko. This is coming from Prosper of our Transport Department. I'm told you work at the Ghana Air Force. Today is your birthday, Francis Toko. Happy birthday. This is coming from Prosper. It's also your birthday, Kojo Jima, our UK-based sports journalist. Kojo, today is your birthday. On behalf of the Sports Department, we say happy birthday, especially West Mike and Zemu. They say happy birthday to you. Well, like I would say, love life and never, ever forget your living God. Good evening.
I know fit to connect within the